Hey, it's Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So today's journal with me is for day 3 of Junk Journal January. So today's prompt is torn edges. So of course I had to pick out all my different scraps of papers and just sort of odds and ends that appear as you're crafting. As I'm sure you'll know, I'm normally just buried in a pile of papers. So I've gathered my scraps of papers because obviously that will work really well with the torn edges prompt. I also have a random paper bag that I thought I might use, and also some brown paper as well. So I kind of wanted to create a page that has something of a fold out element. And I also have paint because I kind of want to do some painting. So we'll see how this goes. I'm trying to keep these pages, like I said, really kind of short and sweet. I don't want to spend like too long doing these pages, but I do kind of want to try out maybe like different techniques or like new things to do in my journal. So this was yesterday's page and we did lots of stitching and collage and things like that. And I also went in and added my journaling into the pocket. So I'm going to be working on this side of the page, and that's why I thought maybe using this random paper bag would be good to kind of have something that folds out and then it's like a section of the page, so it doesn't feel too disjointed if we've got something in between. Now this is going to be very, very bulky, so what I thought I would do is just trim this down just in half, because I don't need the whole thing, I just want half of it, so we're not bulking up the journal too much on day 3 at least. We'll go easy at first. So I'm just going to pop that off to the side. So just so I've got the fold out element, and this also doubles as a little bit of a pocket as well, which is quite nice. Now obviously I don't want the logo to be on my journal, so I grabbed some extra brown paper that I can start layering up on my journal. So there's definitely like loads of different materials that you can use within your journal. It's all just kind of how you integrate them. So things like this, a brown paper bag, is a great thing to use, but obviously it's got like a random logo on it, so being able to just sort of collage things, or you could even paint over it, is a great way of kind of helping it to blend in with the journal. Not too worried about it looking perfect at this stage. I just wanted it to be covered so it's going to start to blend in with everything else. So when I come to put things in this pocket here, it's going to be quite annoying because we have this kind of folded bit here. So what I want to do is just open this up, and this might be hard for you to see on camera, but I'm going to glue one of these just to the side here, so that when they're both like this, we've kind of got like a clean pocket to use without it kind of all getting a bit messy. So I'm just going to go inside here. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'm just putting it on one side of that fold inside, and then I'm going to stick it like this, and then I'm going to glue this inside fold here and pop it there. There we go. So my pocket now has a much cleaner space where I can add things into it without kind of getting all mixed up with the different folds of the paper. Okay, so to incorporate the torn edges prompt into this page, I want to include lots of different papers that have torn edges, obviously, and I'm not going to be too precise about how they are actually torn. I'm just going to see which ones I think fit on here, and I want to create a nice textured background to do some painting on. Not quite sure how this is going to go, but again, we are learning as we go together, and I think the whole point of, you know, Junk Journal January and challenges like this, it's all like learning and trying new things. And I'm curious to know as well if any of you have tried out any of the techniques that were in the collaboration playlist. I really enjoyed watching everyone's different junk journal techniques, so let me know if you've tried any of them out yet, or if there's any that you are thinking of trying out, maybe this month or just in your journal in general. I'd love to know. So I'm kind of creating a bit of texture here, but I'm conscious I don't want to create too much because I do want a surface that I can hopefully still paint on. I think I should be okay because I've got acrylics, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's not like I'm using watercolor or anything like that, but I want to make sure that I've not got too much resistance. I don't want to kind of create a problem for myself that wasn't there in the first place. And I might even come in and just kind of have bits hanging over the edge just as a little bit more kind of detail, and again that kind of torn edges feel to things. So maybe let's put this that way. There we go. That can come out the top. And then I think I want something then just to cover that section because it looks a little bit odd that it's such a straight line. So let's come in with this. Maybe we'll go underneath like so. Not sure about that harsh edge there. Okay, so I'm going to paint my flower, and I'm just going to put out a little bit of paint on my paper here, and I can use this paper sort of again in like collage or things, so it's not wasted on this paper if I don't use it all. I'm just going to drop out a little bit, and whoa, that green is bright. Okay, that green is gonna need toning down.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Later it comes later, dear, for many of us. Promise you that we learn through the wrongs, and even the rough can be sweet.
Okay, so now that this is dry, I'm going to come in with some of my coloured pencils, and I'm going to pick tones that are similar to the pink and green, but perhaps a little bit darker, just so that I get more of that contrast and definition that I want from the blob that we've currently got on the page. So I think these ones will do for now. This one is that's a dark sap green, so that might be quite nice. This poor pencil here needs sharpening, but I think there's just enough for us to use. So I'm just going to try and give some of these petals a bit more definition, especially this center part here, and try to bring in some like shadows and things as well. This isn't going to be perfect, but hopefully this should help us to kind of see where the flower is a bit more, even though it's still rather abstract. I'm just kind of going to pick out some of the petals, and it's a little bit hard to work on because of the surface that we've got of these papers, but hopefully that should give us some nice texture to work with. Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but hopefully should be able to see some of these petals a bit more on this background. And then let's see if this pencil comes in any darker. Oh, there we go. Just want to add like depth to this a bit more. So let's kind of see if we can't add some of this. And I don't mind that there's kind of empty places where the paper's showing through. I think I quite like how that's looking. I can't remember what pencil this is. I think it's like a pastel pencil of sorts because it's kind of smudging a bit, but I quite like the effect that we're getting from it. Okay, so I think I'm happy with how the flower is looking now. It's looking a lot more defined. So now I'm going to come in with my, these are some Caran d'Ache pencils. So I have a olive brown and then I have a dark sap green. So I think the dark sap green is going to give a really nice contrast with the green that we've got already. And I think I'm just going to go for some like bold outlines of these leaves. I'm not too fussed if they don't look like 100% realistic, because obviously leaves do not look like this in nature, but I just want to accentuate those leaves and kind of bring them out from the papers. And then I'm just going to add the lines of the leaves. Again, this isn't like really precise or anything, it's just to give the impression of them almost. We're not aiming for perfect here. And then I think this nice softer green will be nice just to come in and add some variety in the tones of the leaves rather than just having the plain green, especially underneath those leaves as well, to create more of a shadow. Okay, so I think that's our finished little painting on here. So what I want to do is just add maybe a little word like this, just to give the page a bit more of a focus. Then I'm going to use, this is another MT washi tape, and I'm going to just washi tape this down the side here so we can tip this in to our journal. So I'm going to go for more of the middle here because I do want to include something on here. So let's go for about there. And then we're kind of bringing these two together then as well. And then I want to come in and add obviously space for some journaling. So I have this journal card here that I think would be nice to add as a kind of tip in here. I don't mind the grid, I think that looks quite nice actually, but I definitely want to alter the other side of this. So all I'm going to do is just take some scraps of papers and I'm just going to glue these to the back of this card. So this will give me some journal space and take away the red lines that I'm not really a fan of. So that's kind of going to be the front, I think, and then we'll have that piece as the back. And then I also just want to add something to help me kind of pull this out, like a little tab or something. So I thought maybe we could add this little, I think it's a cigarette card. So let's see, I might have to turn it the other way around because I don't want it to, yeah, maybe it'll have to be this way around. Or I could even fold it over actually, to be fair. Maybe I could, whoops, maybe I could fold it like this and then include it like so. Let's see if that fits. There we go, I quite like that. So I'm just going to stick that down. So that's there nicely, and I've got a little tab that I can pull out and add my journaling. So I'm also just going to pop some washi tape on the reverse of this little tipped in pocket, just so that it doesn't go anywhere. So there we go, that is my entry for day 3, which is torn pages. So I've got my kind of makeshift pocket from just a random paper bag, done my painting on it, I've got my lovely like textured torn edges in the background, and I've also got a little card here ready to do some journaling on, and it's really nice that I can tuck it inside here and it's nice and hidden. And then also this is tipped in, so we get an extra page to work on. Maybe I'll do a full spread for day 4, who knows. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing the process of this. I'm quite pleased with how this has turned out, considering that I did it on camera. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.